Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm very happy to share some gameplay with you from Express, which has just been added to Black Ops Cold War in the Season 1 mid-season update. Express is a perfect one-to-one remake of the classic Black Ops 2 map, and my first game on it was a blast. This is my first game of Call of Duty in 10 days. I've been resting for the shoulder injury, and this is also my first time playing Express in almost 10 years, and you know what? I still got it. The gameplay is going to be really good today. Expect to see me absolutely brutalize some people on this map, and I'm going to cover the entire update today, everything that was added. But first off, I just want to talk about Express for a minute here. It is a nearly identical one-to-one remake of the classic Black Ops 2 map, including the giant train that comes through and kills anybody on the tracks. The movie posters have changed, and some of the tech has been updated to be a little bit more 1980s themed, but it's still basically identical to the original map, and it still basically looks identical to, even with the future train and the future plants and the glass, and the bright colors are there, which is a godsend. Black Ops Cold War, oddly, it hasn't been an overall colorful game, or at least a game where the colors are distinct from the colors of the enemies, but this one has those classic bright Black Ops 2 colors that really pop, which for somebody like me with mild color blindness and now gaming with gaming glasses as well is a godsend. It means that I can see my enemies clearly, plainly react, and I just enjoyed it thoroughly. On top of that, the movement, the jumps, the ledges, the head glitch spots, all of the little paths and flanks and everything are identical to Black Ops 2, and that's what matters the most. Since Black Ops Cold War is more similar to Black Ops 1 and 2 in terms of player movement and overall time to kill, and also including how the weapons work, it just plays great. It feels like that it was made for this game. This should have been a launch map. I was instantly able to slip backwards in time and just go on a tear in Express. When I booted it up, I was worried that, maybe I was going to be washed. Maybe, a week and a half off with the little injury was going to make my aim bad, that I would forget how to play, I would get nervous. All the sweats were going to be on, right? Maybe I would forget the layout of the map because I haven't played it in a decade, albeit I played it a bajillion times a decade ago. My brain would just totally forget the layout. I'd lose myself and forget where to go, but everything felt so incredibly on point. Not only was my gameplay on point and reaction time, the map, the memory, the muscle memory, everything was going really good in Express. I think that you're going to all enjoy this map. I think you're all going to have a lot of fun with it, whether you're playing TDM or any of the objective modes. And what I really hope is that this gets added back into the League Play rotation. League Play is coming. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but this would be a really fun competitive map to play since it is a classic and everybody knows the spots and the routes and all the holds and all that kind of stuff, the anchor points, that's what I was trying to say. But speaking of which, League Play is coming on Monday. The patch has been added so that League Play can be easily turned on and off with a switch, but for whatever reason they decided to launch it on Monday instead of with the patch tonight. We all have to wait a little bit, so that stinks, but I guess it's still spacing out content for them and for us. I don't have to cover League Play today since that's a couple of videos in and of itself, but that's a really big one for me. I'm gonna sweat it up. I plan to stream it. Hopefully I can get back into Diamond like I did in Black Ops 2, and I hope that League Play is like Black Ops 2. So far, that is the only good ranked mode that we've had in Call of Duty in forever. Black Ops 3's ranked mode was a fail. Black Ops 4's ranked mode was initially a fail but got better. World War II was a fail for most of its time but got better near the end. I just want like a classic Black Ops 2 League Play ranked mode to come back in so that I can go sweat it out. And also it can just be a nice place for all the super competitive sweaty players to go somewhere else and do something else and leave the casuals alone. The next big update is that they added Firebase Z to the Zombies map choices. It is a Vietnam-themed Zombies map, and initially it looked a lot like the campaign mission. I thought what we were going to get is kind of a reskinned campaign mission. That's not true at all. It is an utterly massive map and has a lot of little parkour routes, especially in the starting area. There's a lot of jumps, a lot of climbs, a lot of slides, a lot of shortcuts, and just overall more mobility than what's normal for Zombies maps. Normally in Zombies maps, they don't like you climbing a whole lot because people find little weird glitch spots, or your mobility will be tied to like jump pads and stuff, which are in Firebase Z, by the way. But they seemed really comfortable with taking the plastic wrap off the couch and letting you climb on things in this map. The map's story seems to follow a more narrative story than the other one. Lots of talking between objectives. You go talk to, definitely not Reznov, a whole bunch of times. He tells you a whole bunch of things to do. You get your plot in between following the little goals. I don't know what the Easter egg is. I don't know how you're supposed to beat it. I did learn that you turn on the power by killing zombies next to 3 different ether generators, which is actually relatively easy to do solo. I assume that there's going to be more generators active or more problematic zombies if you do it in a whole squad. There's a lot of indoor and outdoor areas, just like the first map, a lot of flashlight areas, a lot of sort of wilderness areas. There's an interesting area that appears to be like a defensive part of the Firebase. It almost looks like you're supposed to defend against a giant zombie horde that's coming in. There's a cruise missile that you can get. There's a napalm strike, an artillery strike. There's just a whole ton of stuff to unlock. New boss zombies as well. And it generally gives me the impression that it's going to be a beast of a map once people learn how to play it. It definitely looks bigger than Die Machine so far, definitely more complex. The only thing that I really don't like about Firebase Z is that the whole brown-green color scheme is kind of rough on my eyes. I think that's a little bit ugly overall, but then again, those are two colors that I generally struggle to see. Next up, Endurance Mode has been added to Fireteam Dirty Bomb. This is a 40-player game mode, and it's basically identical to Dirty Bomb, except that the bombs don't go away when they go boom. That's pretty much it. Just another bomb spawns in, so you can go back immediately to fighting off of it. This forces you to not have to trek across the map to the next bomb, but it also kind of keeps the fighting a bit more spread out. You don't have those hectic one bomb left, all teams going in to try to detonate it kind of fights. So I'm not sure if that's good or bad, because I personally kind of enjoyed the clustered fights. I didn't necessarily enjoy trying to arm a bomb in that environment, but I did enjoy the hectic fighting and killing people and slaying out part of it. There have been a few other improvements as well. There have been expansions made to Prop Hunt. They increased the map count by 4 and added new props that are, of course, map appropriate. There's now 3v3 Gunfight, Nuketown, and Gunfight. Gunfight has finally been added to custom games, so a big overhaul on all of that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the theater mode is still not working. If you're on PC, theater mode is still pretty much non-functional. That really stinks, but I guess that's just something I'm going to have to live with. As of now, as of tonight, there are no patch notes about weapon balance. I'm recording this about 2 hours after the patch came out. I'm going to kind of schedule this and go to bed. But as far as I can tell, the weapons haven't been patched. If they have been patched, then I'll be doing a whole patch notes video on a different day. Finally, there was no addressing of skill-based matchmaking either. I didn't really expect that in the patch notes. I don't know if we'll ever get that in patch notes in Call of Duty, but they're not like, ha ha ha, we turned skill-based matchmaking off, which I know would make a lot of you happy, but that didn't happen. The best we have is that they added league play, and in tomorrow's video I'll talk about why, but I suspect that league play is going to be the solution to skill-based matchmaking in and of itself. Guys, that is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something useful. I hope that you download and try out Express, because I had an absolute blast with this, like playing one of my favorite retro games over again. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And for YouTube algorithm reasons, I'm probably just going to end this video with a little bit of additional raw gameplay of Express, just so you can see how it plays and sounds. Drifter out.
Pushes back the Iron Curtain.
Hostile forces eliminated. Awaiting extraction.